Hey, fabulous people, it's Louise for 40 Plus Moms Movement. And today I wanted to talk about something that's very important to me. And I don't know if you all have the opportunity for it, but I want to talk about a flexible lifestyle. Um, I want to talk about that because just not even as a mom, before I became a mom, I had gotten to the point in my life where I got tired of people dictating my day, dictating my schedule, telling me when I had to be here at a certain time, or just I just got tired of people telling me what to do. I mean, it's not that I don't like to follow rules and orders, but at this point in time in my life, I just refuse to be that person. Flexibility is so important to me. And it's really important to me now because I'm a mother. You know, even before I was a mother, I would tell you all like a little bit background about me. I have always been an educator. I've mentioned that a couple of times on here before. Early childhood education, loved it, absolutely love it. Has always loved it. I'm always going to be a teacher, from the bottom of my heart. That's never going to go anywhere. Then I have a beautiful daughter now that I can impart so much into. But even before, you know, just about I kind of knew that my time as a teacher, from that standpoint of teaching children early childhood, I kind of knew that time was ending for me. It started in 2014, the end of 2014, the school year. I had worked in a charter school, and the school had lost its charter. And so, of course, when school loses charter, it affects everybody. So a lot of the teachers, including myself, we became unemployed. So that was like the first kind of flag for me when it came to just working for people, because I have been a teacher for over 20 years, and that is the first time I've ever been unemployed, you all. Like, I had never experienced that before. So I was unemployed from 2014, and then 2015, in June of 2015, I became employed again. And I started working at a private. I went back into childcare, early childhood, but in a center environment. And so you all again in 2016, 2015 to 2016. In 2016, October 21st of 2016, guess what? I became unemployed again. Schools started for, allowing younger kids to come into school. They enrolled them now, so preschool is now in public school. So by them having to have an option, parents have an option to pay or to have their children go for free, what are you going to do? You're going to put your children in school for free. So of course, again, I was unemployed. So then after that, here it is, 2016 again, October 2016. Now here's 2017. I decided, well, I'm going to try something different other than that. So I call myself, you all, trying driving. I mean, a driving job. And I don't know about you all, but from going from teaching to driving, that is the worst decision I made. I lasted 31 days. I drove for company Metro Access. I don't know if you all ever heard of them. I'm pretty sure you have seen them, little red and white buses. But worst decision I made. I didn't last there either. And again, of no fault of my own, I became unemployed again. I was like, wait a minute. From 14, 16, and 17, hello. It had to be a sign from above. It had to be God saying, look, you have a new season in your life. It's time for you to step out on what I put in you. So this is where I am in my life now, because I got tired of having to get up with the bad weather, the winter, fighting, trying to get to work. It's not like I worked around the corner. So I just got tired. And so I'm at the point in my life where flexibility, for me, it is so important. This is what my life is about now. I need a flexible lifestyle. And especially now being a parent, I need a flexible lifestyle. I don't know if you all feel like that. I remember when I used to, my last job in 2016, when I worked at the private center, my last job, I remember driving. I used to listen to the Steve Harvey Morning Show a lot, and I remember he did that book, and he talked about jumping. And I used to always drive before I even knew I was going to become unemployed. I used to drive to work, and I was like, you know what? I'm so talented. And I don't say that just to be like, oh, yeah, I'm the stuff. No, I have skills. I have been born. I'm very creative, and it's things that I have the ability to do that I know that would take me beyond, you know, the four walls of being a teacher. And it doesn't mean that being a teacher has to stop for me because I can always teach a different platform or a different way. But I was in this box. And so what I have learned is that being a mother, I don't have time to be having a 9 to 5. And I'm not saying that because, we do what we have to do because we are parents and we want to provide, we want to make sure our children are provided for. And I understand that. But you all, sometimes we have to begin to, believe that we are able to make it. I don't want, and I don't say it like that because I was the teacher who was raising somebody else's child. I don't want that for my daughter. It is such a blessing that I can actually stay home with her. And I'm not saying she's gonna have to stay home with me forever because I need a break at times. But what I'm saying is that it's so many things you hear about just that children experience. You drop them off and then you hear about a kid getting slapped, coming home with bruises, kids getting burned, the teachers that parents have known for years, you drop them off, your kid get molested. Let me tell you all something. You all seen John Q? I would be Mrs. John Q. I don't play that. I'm like, that is the number one most important thing in my life right now is my daughter. And I don't have time for nobody to put their hands on my baby. So she's in a safe place with me. But it's not just that. I just thinking about my childhood and my parents and seeing how my father and my mother both were working. And I take my hat off to my mother because my mother and my father both had good jobs. My mother had a decision. It was 6 of us, 6, good grief. We used to call her and blow their phones up at work. Mom, what you doing? Mom, when you get off here, you come get us. Can we go for a ride? Mom, can you bring me something home? Mom, we called and called. They knew us. We just wanted our mom. We came home from school. We were young. We knew the phone number. She probably should have never gave it to us, but we had it. So we used it. And, my mother made a conscious decision. My mother worked at the State Department. She had a very good job. And she came off her job to be with her 6 kids because she wanted to be a part of our lives. She wanted to give us an opportunity, to go to after school things and, to do things that kids need to do when they're younger. And the time we're living in now, parents are so strapped with working. This is how so many things happen when your kids are so disconnected from you when they get older because they missed out on the parenting that we are supposed to give them and somebody else has been raising our children. I'm not having my daughter being raised by another teacher. I'm not having my daughter being raised by her friends or her friends' parents. I know that she's going to have friends and I know she's going to want to spend the night and do things like that. And like I said, the times we're living in now, I'm not going to put her in a bubble, but I want her to experience things that I was able to do or things I wasn't able to do. One thing that I wasn't really able to do was to get as close. I always wanted to be a daddy's girl. I wasn't able to get real close with my dad because my father, he worked hours like he would be gone from 3 a.m. in the morning. Then he would laugh. Hey, we were like 14 hours a day, guys. That last driving job that I had that I said I only last for 31 days. Do you all know I drove for 13 hours a day? I would be in that bus crying. I hated it. And I wasn't even pregnant at the time. And I thank God that was something that didn't last for me because I actually didn't know I was pregnant at the time, but I had just conceived because it was in May that I stopped working in 2017. And then that's when I found out I was pregnant. I couldn't have did that work anymore. And I was grateful. But what I'm saying is a flexible lifestyle, guys, is something that is so important to me. Like I said, my father, he worked. I wanted to be a daddy's girl. My father didn't have time. He was tired. He wanted to come home and sleep. And then he had to get up and go to work again. And I'm like, my father, he missed out on so much of me and my other siblings as children just because he was a provider. Men, they like to provide. They will go to work, but while they're out there working, or sometimes if it's a single parent, mothers, if you're a single parent, you are out here working and you want to spend time with your baby and you look up and your child is like 10. You're like, dang, you was just an infant. How you become 10 that quick? And it's just because of the time that we have missed. And so I've gotten to the point in my life. I don't know if you all are there yet. I don't know if you're going to get there, but don't be afraid. I'm not saying be like, I'm quitting tomorrow. I don't care. I'm going to be a stay at home mom, because no. I'm saying have a plan, plan it. And sometimes life happens and it's not even a plan. Life just happens. So what I'm saying is that for me, flexibility is important, and there's ways that I still do earn an income now. I'm not sitting at home being stupid. I'm not saying that's not even wisdom to sit at home and just say, we're gonna sit at home. You see that? You hear crickets for a second, right? Because you can't. There has to be something. I remember my last words to one of my parents when I worked at the private center. She had became unemployed. She lost her job. She was pregnant. She had 4 kids. One, her oldest child was in my class. Then she had two, pretty much not an infant, a baby and a toddler in another class, and she was pregnant with child. And I remember telling her these words, and these words came right back to me, guys. I told her, I said, well, maybe this is your season and your time to sit down and see what you are made of. Because mothers, we can make things happen. We can make things happen. If you have ever, even if you look at the history of women who have done great things, a lot of, as I was saying before, my camera cut me off camera. But anyway, the history of women who have done great things, so many things started because women have not confined themselves to someone else's schedule and time. If you just go back and just research a lot of things that women were able to accomplish, it's because they took control. They took control and they said, you know what, 9 to 5 is not for me. And I'm saying that a 9 to 5 is not for me. I don't know if it's just sometimes a fear when you do something that you've never done before. I told you all, I am not a person who was ever knew I had this much to say. But it pressed upon my heart to even start this channel. I never saw myself doing that. I've seen people on YouTube, but it's something when you feel in your heart and it's like, this is the vision. This is what this channel is about. And I'm excited about it. And I know it's going to continue to grow and get subscribers. I'm not worried about any of that, but it's just that this is something different for me. And even being an open book like I am to people, I'm not that person. Trust me, this is, anybody that knows me will tell you, this is something that I was able to do because I didn't confine myself. And as my daughter continues to get older, I don't want to miss out on her life. I don't want to be that mom who has to schedule around my job because I have to get, well, my daughter got a program this day and she's on this. She got to be here this time, but I got to be to work. And no, 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 no. Life is too short. And I'm not saying that you all have to, because everybody doesn't have that, because sometimes we're afraid. You all, nothing, you know what defeats a failure? A try does. Even if you try it and you say, you know what, this is the direction I want to try my life in. Let me try my hand in this. I'm not telling you not to use wisdom. What I'm telling you is to really think about it. There are so many different ways to earn an income. And one thing that I do is something called Postmates. Postmates, I'm my own boss. I can work when I want and the money goes directly into my account. If you really want to know more about what a Postmates is, I'm not going to get into it here because you don't even have to have a card. Just depends if it's in your area. But if you want to know more about that, you can ask me and I can send you like a link so you can kind of, see what it's about. But what I'm saying is that I refuse to miss out on my daughter's life. I want to be there for everything. And I don't want to be there and I don't want to miss out. And I don't ever plan to miss out because I'm stuck in a job that's not paying me what I'm worth, first of all. And when you're a teacher, you're dealing with other people's kids. And let me tell you something. Even though you love kids, sometimes those kids, they like to cross certain lines. And you be looking at them like, if you was my kid, we wouldn't be doing this. But like I said, 20 some years, I gave that my all. I always gave it 110%. But this is where I am. And this is why I'm talking about the importance of flexibility, a flexible lifestyle for me. I want you to really sit down and think about that. What would you be able to accomplish if you did not have a 9 to 5? If you didn't box yourself in and allow somebody to tell you when to be to work, how much you have to earn, what you have to do, you are much more than somebody's secretary, or I don't know what you do. I know that you have to sit down and let me tell you something. You have to be the one to believe in you first. If you believe that you can accomplish it and do it, then guess what? You are unstoppable. But I don't want to keep talking and talking, but I just want you all to know that the importance of a flexible lifestyle, it is so important. You know, my daughter, I would not miss her school plays. You know, she's going to be in school. I'm excited about that. You know, it's a whole new different role for my life. And I don't have to be auntie anymore. I'm mommy now. So by being mommy, my daughter's always going to be, she has not lacked for a thing. And that's a testament of mine. And that's only because he up here, my Heavenly Father, he makes sure that she's covered and I'm covered. And her father, we both do Postmates, so we both have taken on this flexible lifestyle, and it works, and it does. And so I just want you all to just think about that. You know, think about flexibility in your life. Think about making it happen. Think about looking and making a list of you. What about you? You know, what about you? What are the things that you are so talented at? Somebody got rich making paper clips. Come on, y'all, a daggone paperclip. What are you? What is awesome about you? What can you change the world doing if you wasn't boxed in? You know, just think about that. You know, a flexible lifestyle, and we'll have more to chat about. And I'm going to be out because I want this video to be 10 years long. But I just wanted to talk about that because that was another topic that was so heavy on my heart. I just want you to know that we are fabulous. I always tell you we're fabulous, and we can do it. So with that being said, I'll chat with you later.